So student loan payments resumed in October of 2023 after being frozen for years after COVID. But here's what you need to know to strategize about buying your first home in the coming year. So first, this is going to have an impact on or affect your qualification based on your debt to income ratio. This is your amount of debts divided by your income. So this is obviously going to impact your personal budget as well. You now have another expense or another debt that you have to pay for monthly. Yes, your student loans obviously factor into this, but guess what? It's not a deal breaker. It is still doable. We just have to assess your numbers and figure out your budget. And this is where you get with a good mortgage lender to kind of help you determine where these things lie. But you obviously want to have an idea of where your finances are as well in your own personal budget. So next, it's important to understand that lenders are going to realize that education, if that led to other job opportunities or future job opportunities or trajectory of your career, that could play a role as well when it comes to underwriting and lending guidelines. So there are some great programs though that have a lot of flexibility when it comes to debt to income ratio. For example, FHA loans have a lot of they have a low down payment, but it has a much higher flexibility with the debt to income ratio than what other programs like conventional or USDA. VA does as well. So if you do have a military background, you've got VA as an option as well. But for others that are not veterans of the military, FHA is going to be a great option, low down payment with lots of flexibility with the debt to income ratio when it comes to qualification. So here are some quick tips for future homeowners with student loans. Number one, pretty obvious, make sure you know your finances, you know your budget, you know what your expenses are, you know what you have going out and what you can afford with a new mortgage payment, right? So let's make sure you know your expenses. Number two, you're going to want to work with a knowledgeable lender. That is very important here so they can determine what your debt to income ratio is, what the maximum amount that you qualify for. And basically your debt to income ratio is, again, it's all of your debts added up plus this new estimated mortgage payment divided by your monthly gross income. So working with a knowledgeable mortgage lender is going to be imperative here. And guess what? I know a guy. So make sure that is the second tip. So third tip is going to be, may seem a little obvious as well. And that is, of course, think about putting more money down. Putting more money down is obviously going to give you more purchasing power. Or on the flip side, it's going to put you in a position where you've got a lower payment. You've got a lower mortgage payment, then your debt to income ratio is lower. So those are the three major tips that I want to advise. One bonus tip though is since these payments kicked in, maybe there's some other small lingering credit card debts that you've had lingering that only have a few $100. Let's maybe get those eliminated, get those small minimum payments out of the way. Let's get those paid up. That way, all you're really looking at are some of the student loans and maybe this new mortgage payment or an auto loan and things like that. But if you've got these small little debts, let's get those cleared up. That's just going to help improve your situation. So some extra nuggets for your home buying event, your future home buying adventure are going to be obviously start saving for that down payment now. That is going to be one of the biggest aspects. So there are programs that have, no down payment options, but they're a lot more strict when it comes to qualification based on debt to income ratio. So start saving for that down payment now. 3.5% is a low down payment option. This is the FHA option that I mentioned before. This is going to be a great option. So start saving, the sooner the better. Get pre-approved before house hunting. This is a big mistake I see people make. They get out there, start house hunting, wait till they find the house and then try to do it backwards. Don't do that. Be ready. It's going to let you know what your estimated payment is so you don't get into a contract not knowing these things. It's also going to know what your maximum is, what your personal budget is, but it's also going to make you a little more of a hot commodity in a market, especially in a market where it's still somewhat of a seller's market. Some of them might not even want you to view their home or go into their home unless they know that you're pre-approved. So these things are good to do up front and be proactive. So get pre-approved, get with a good lender and have them get that set up for you. And then also partner with a lender and a real estate professional that have a lot of experience with first-time home buyers. If you're a first-time home buyer, make sure that they are willing to put in that extra time and education and effort that it takes to help you understand the process and feel comfortable with the process and make this a good experience for you all around. So they'll be your guiding star through this maze of home buying. So it is a complicated process. So having good people on your team, like your mortgage lender and your real estate agent, are going to be instrumental. So yes, buying your first home with student loans can seem daunting. And I know that you may think that it could possibly have kicked you out of the running, but it can't be further from the truth. It is still possible to buy a home with student loans. We just need to flip the script. And so with these accountability tips, you're not just buying a home, you're investing in your financial future, essentially, your dream life, basically. So let's gear up for a home buying adventure here. Reach out if you have any questions. You've got my contact info below. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff. I would greatly appreciate that. But if you want to schedule a call with me, just go to schedulewithryan.com or shoot me a text or email. My contact information is below in the description. Thanks a lot. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.